What's going on, Planet S.O.N family? It's your main man, JD. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button for me. This is Drinks with JD.
I think that the ladies are important in our lives, right?
Of course.
It's kind of like it gives you the motivation. If you're in a relationship or a marriage or whatever, it's your wife that's pretty much handling your like kind of keeps you together.
Yes.
When you're going through it, whether you're out on on duty or whatever you're doing, work. You get home and your lady's there. And I was a big fan of the MB Click, which was the MB Writers.
Yes.
So growing up in '97, when I think Lost in Love came out and Down for Yours, I was like, yeah, '97 high school, I was like dedicating that song to my ex. Like I'll pick up the phone and like on the voicemail, the pager, leave a message, and so it was a lot of fun. So I think MB Writers had a lot to do with our love ballads because I was like, they were from Arizona, MC Magic and the guys are from Arizona, and I was like, nobody's knocking them down from California, so I was like, you know what, I think we're gonna do a lot of love ballads, and they worked for us, and I think that's what we're known more for, the love ballads, They're like, why do you write so much love? I'm like, because women are women Tupac, Tupac love women.
Everybody's done it, and that's awesome. At least, I mean, you can even say from Drake, as in. His fan base is mostly based on women. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and also to shine some light on the women, they're actually the ones who buy the more music. You know what I'm saying? The most music. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So hey, if they're spending the money, then hey, it's all good, baby. I'll sing to you, right?
Yeah.
All right. So also another topic that you continue to mention, right, on your records. You speak about the fans, right? Now, even on your album Controversia, right, you have a song called Our Fans. Why is it important for you to acknowledge the fans?
Because I think it's without the fans, we're nobody. I think without the fans, since like you said, I think you mentioned, they're the ones that buy the music. They're the ones that support you. So any music artist without a fan out there, you're pretty much nobody. So and you got to always remember that, never turn down a picture, never turn down an autograph.
That's right.
No matter who you are, And I've seen a lot of artists, a lot of well-known artists, where like there's a little kid trying to get an autograph, and they just kind of like shine them off, and it's like, I'm like, wow, just coming from poverty and coming from the streets, and then becoming successful and becoming, a well-known name. You got to show love to your fans, I really like something that Baby Bash always posts. He always posts about his fans as well. He never declines a picture, never declines an autograph. So you look into those artists too. I look into artists like Baby Bash, and Frankie J, and Little Rob, and they never decline a picture.
Yes.
They'll wait until the last fan is standing in line to give them that autograph or that picture. And that's it's the most important thing.
Of course,
having fans,
especially those are the people who support you. They make your career in the industry. So no doubt. Well, respect to you for doing that.
Yeah, I mean, it's important.
Of course. And shout out to the fans, right?
Oh,
shout out to
of
the
course,
fans,
man.
right?
All over the world.
Right.
Thank you.
So you hang out and you're around many different legends, right? From Little Rob, Frankie J, Aztec Tribe, right? Who's your dream feature?
You know what? I would say Little Rob.
Okay. Wow.
I would say Little Rob. I think like since I grew up listening to him as a little kid, I love the Aztec Tribe. Obviously I work with them. I manage their new catalog. I think Little Rob will be a feature that I've wanted for many years.
Have you ever mentioned it to him?
You know what? I don't know. It's just since he's a friend, I'm like I don't know how to kind of like mention it. Hey, can you just jump on my track? I don't know. He's a busy guy.
For sure.
I love the friendship we have,
Yeah,
So,
well, it'll be amazing to see you guys on the record. So hopefully
amazing.
he'll see this, so at least he'll know, Little Ron, please, have this song happen, right?
Yeah, that'll be dope.
Right? Now, looking back at your journey through music, can you say that you enjoyed the ride?
It was a roller coaster.
Yeah.
If you're talking about a ride where like a nice ride, it's been a roller coaster. We've had our ups and downs, but have I enjoyed the ride? I believe so. Okay. I believe I love the what's it called, a challenge.
Yes.
I love the challenges. Taking on a project and completing it. Yes. Yeah, I'm the type of guy that will not leave home until I finish the project, or just finish my job, Yeah. If there's a task to be done, I want to complete it, I like to keep my word, and I think it's been a beautiful ride, a lot of sacrifices away from my kids, and I think that's the most important thing, like when you're a parent, it's like, man, it took me away from my kids so long, my oldest, like I wasn't even around for their life, their early age, because I was always on tour and in studios, and so it's been a kind of like a roller coaster, But at the end, I'm smiling, I'm loving it.
Yeah. Now, as a father who also acknowledges, time away from a small child, and also as a man, do you think that you've healed that relationship with your children, as in like, look, Daddy's back, and I apologize for not being there in the early stages?
Yeah, but what's hard is that you can't replace time.
Of course.
Like I can't replace the times where I was out on tour, and I think that they've understood. Over the years, they're like, what, our dad had to work,
Yes.
to provide for us and put food on the table and clothes on the back. But it's something that's hard as a parent. It's like, man, you never want to leave your kids, and when you're out there on tour, you're away from the house for a month, 2 months straight, and it's like, man, it's really sad, and I think they finally understood, hey, you know what, he did it for us,
Yeah.
and I leave this legacy for them. I leave this catalog, so when I'm gone, they take over the catalog, and of course they make their royalty money,
Yes, no doubt. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, as a music artist, right, and also someone who just creates art, sometimes we dive into our emotion or our current emotion to create the art, right? Mm-hmm. And someone who writes, right, who writes his music, I'm assuming, right, because I remember how I was just mentioning how, your music is just, you put all your emotions in it, and you could just tell. Now, there's certain moments in life when we have, let's say, a certain emotion, right, tied up to whether if it's a certain ex, whether if it's a certain person, or maybe, from like, we're talking about all emotions: anger, love, hate, happiness. Mm-hmm. And obviously, as time goes by, time heals wounds, and you don't feel like that anymore, right? Mm-hmm. But though that song, that art still exists, right? Now, are there songs out there that you made that you don't like to perform now because you don't want to feel and relive that emotion?
You know what? There is a song. It's called Rockstar Rap, and yeah, it's I was married, divorced, and that song, I think like a lot of the fans like it, and when they've asked for me to perform it, they asked for it in Japan, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get this. I don't want to do the song. I don't want to do the song. They gave us a list, and it just brings back a little bit of memories, but we ended in good terms, me and my ex-wife, we still talk, we're good friends, and but when you're on stage, you're like, you're rapping the song, and you're like, oh, the long nights, the long fights with my wife, so it brings you back when you're married. But like I said, I think that's the one that kind of like brings back memories.
Yes.
And kind of the one that I wrote for my ex-wife. So I kind of don't like to perform it, but like I said, we're still friends and we still talk. So. Yeah.
Well, that's and overall, it paints a picture of what artists have to go through and how artists create. What I'm saying? Like, no matter what it is, whether if you're a painter, where you do music, no matter what you do as art,
Yeah.
it gives us a perspective of where that artist was in life, and you can even see it through, like, let's say the Van Gogh paintings, or from like the Blue Era period, all that stuff. But yeah, that's awesome how we can at least see it there. But it's cool that you've grown out of it. So now, how has the rise of Calmex Music Group felt since you've seen it, or since you had the initial idea? Like, since you had the initial idea and you've seen it rise where it is now, how does that feel overall to just look back and see the growth?
I opened Calmex Music Group in 2006, and I think that the main point of opening the record label was to help individuals, learn and kind of not get ripped off.
Yes.
And I chose to open it because of that. I was like, you know what, I want to open a label and just help our artists, instead of, always, it was a lot of investment though, a lot of investment in money, and a lot of people don't see that. A lot of people don't see the investments that you make. They only want to see where's my money? I'm like, but they don't see like how much investment comes to a company.
Yes.
The investment in engineers and beats and registering music and all that stuff. It's been like a rise to, from the bottom, and we had a little fallout. I was like, you know what, I'm probably gonna just end it. There was a time where somebody offered me some big money for the label, and I turned it down. And this was just recently. I was like, you know what, maybe I'm gonna just take the money and run. And I decided to stick around, and I said, no, I'm gonna keep lifting the label.
Yes.
And it's been ups and downs. The rise to the top. It's hard. I now see why a lot of artists don't want to help, or open a label, because it's like so much investment and not enough appreciation. That goes behind all the investments. They only want to see the downfall. They don't think, well, he invested into my music, into my graphics, into my production, into my mixing and mastering. So they only see like a money sign, but they don't see what's behind the label.
Yes.
It's a lot of investment, and that's what I want a lot of people to understand. It's not just like you're signing to a label and all of a sudden there's not sign-in bonus where they give you a $200,000 check and you got to pay all that back. Like with our label, it's I've always invested into the product, into the artist. So I work my deals pretty nice. Like if it's a 50-50 deal, it's pretty obvious. Like if always read what you're gonna sign. A lot of people were like, oh, well, I didn't sign for this. I'm like, you know what, everything I do it on contract. You got to do it on contract. I think that's important. My dad always used to say, el papelito habla, which means if there's no signature,
that's right.
There's no documentation, right?
That's right.
So nowadays you can't do a handshake. You gotta sign contracts.
Yeah.
So the rise to where we're at now is like, it's been tough. A lot of people wanted to try to bring it down, and I was like, nah. It's like I'm not gonna allow that to happen. I just want to, I'm a positive guy.
Yes.
I want everybody to succeed.
Yes.
But yeah, it's been a tough climb. It's been a really tough climb.
Okay, Legend. So you now have evolved into music artist management, right? How does that transition feel like, or how has it felt like?
It's like I said, it's something it's really hard.
Yeah.
You're a music artist, but you understand the business. You know, so since I have the label.
Yeah, and plus you have the perspectives, different perspectives. Yeah.
So I've been there. So I've been, like I said, I'm an artist. I own the label.
Yes.
So and now I'm a manager. I manage the Aztec Tribe.
Yes.
So and I manage a few other artists. And it's something that is like it's really good because I'm very, very aware of the music side, the business side. So I'm able to communicate that with the artists, So it's a lot of work, a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
But I love it. I love being an artist, a music business entrepreneur, and and a manager. Yeah,
that's awesome.
It's pretty cool.
Well, now you know how you've been mentioning how you manage the legendary group, the Aztec Tribe, right? Can you share your experience of how it's been going, just managing this legendary group?